something that you just been dying to say. We do, girl, I believe.
My name is Lindsay Lemke. In 2016, I decided to publicly identify myself as a victim of Larry Nassar. Hello you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Lindsay, and if you are not new here, thank you so much for coming back. Today is the last episode in the Survivor series that I will be doing. Like I said in the previous video, if you haven't seen that one, it will be linked down below along with all of the other Survivor series episodes. But if there are other questions and other topics that come up about being a sexual abuse survivor, I am willing to do them. I just wanted to get this series done. I didn't want it to be an ongoing thing. I believe this is the 8th or 9th episode, so there is a ton of information for you guys to see and watch and hear advice from. So with that being said, this last video is just going to be all of the extra questions that I was not able to answer in any of the other videos, just because I didn't really know where to fit them in. They were kind of oddball questions, so I just decided that the last video was going to be the rest of the questions that I have yet to answer. If after this video you guys realize that there are still more questions you have, feel free to follow me on Instagram and ask me those questions in my DMs, because that is usually where I check my messages the most. I don't really check Twitter too much, definitely don't check Facebook, and I know some people don't want to leave their comments on like the YouTube comments so everyone can see. So feel free to DM me on Instagram your questions, and if you would like me to answer them in a video, or if you would like me just to answer them to you in the DM, I can do either or. I'm up for both options. Kind of like I said in the last video, this series has been really eye-opening to me. Not only in the sense of how much I've learned, but also how many people are actually struggling from trauma like this. And honestly, people that reached out to me who I never even would have expected. And it just goes to show how strong people are and how good of a face they can put on every single day in their life when they are truly going through hell. Just to hear all of your guys' messages saying that, you know, I've helped you share your story, I've helped you tell your parents, I've helped you open up, or I've given you advice on how to make your bad days better or how to deal with anxiety. It just touches my heart, because I know what it's like to be that person that feels helpless, and I know what it feels like to not have anybody there for you to lean on. So hearing you guys say that you feel like I'm someone that's helped you is just, I'm just really thankful for you guys in that aspect, because like I always say, I couldn't do this without you guys. So I hope that this series has helped you guys and helped you not feel so alone, and hopefully I've given you some advice that can really, really help you in your process of healing. Without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get started, because we have about 8 or 9 questions to answer, so I don't want this video to be too long. So the first question is, how do you think you would be affected if this never came out? I would be not the person I am right now, that's definitely for sure. I have learned literally so much about myself to a point where I'm a completely different person than I think I would be if this never came out. I am stronger, I'm more confident, I don't need validation from people anymore like I used to, I don't care about people's opinions. I have learned self-care more in the last 2 years than I think I ever would have in my entire life had I not gone through this. So I just think that I wouldn't be as happy, honestly, as I am right now. And there are still many hard days. Absolutely, there are hard days. But overall, I'm happy I went through this, because in return, I've been able to do things that I never would have been able to do. I have a YouTube channel where I'm helping other people who are going through the same thing. I give advice to people pretty much daily that are in my Instagram DMs. I relate to people a lot better than I used to, and I've talked about that kind of in my previous videos. But I am much better off now as a person than I would have been had this never happened to me. Okay, the second question is, what were some of the reactions from people you weren't expecting or weren't prepared for? Definitely the people that support the enablers. I don't know how people support John Geddert at all. I don't know why people continue to go to his gym and give that family money. I think that is the most, it just makes my skin crawl that you would be willing to give your money to someone and support someone who knew that Larry was sexually abusing people and chose not to do anything about it, and people are still defending him. Like, I don't get that. I don't get the people who defend Kathy Klages, who knew about Larry in 1997 and chose not to do anything, and in fact bullied the girls who told her about it, and people still support her. I think that's absolutely disgusting. The people that are still working at Michigan State, Destiny and Jeffrey Kovan, who are both trainer doctors at Michigan State, who, one, Destiny also knew about it in 1997 and chose not to do anything, and then Jeffrey Kovan is still a doctor at Michigan State who was a part of the 2014 investigation against Larry, and when this was very open, and he chose to support Larry and hasn't come out. I mean, I don't know. It's just Brooke Lemon, who removed medical records, people still support her. I truly just, I don't get that. It drives me insane, because sexual abuse to me is either any abuse, actually, any type of abuse. Either you support it or you don't. There's no gray area. You can't sit there and say Larry is a bad person but think John Geddert's innocent. You can't sit there and say this is all Larry's fault when Kathy Klages knew about him in 1997. You can't. It's either yes, you support it, or no, you don't. And those people who think the enablers are innocent, y'all support sexual abuse. That's just my opinion on it. And it's just, I know way too much. I'm way too far into these investigations. I know more than the public does, obviously, and I know the truth. And the saying that is literally rang so true to me is, if only I could speak the truth and say what everybody doesn't know, I think people's minds would be blown. And those are things that I am not allowed to say, and I never would say, because it's not any of my business to say. But I just was not prepared for people to choose the enablers over the survivors and support them when clearly Larry did not do this by himself. The third question is, how many girls did Larry abuse? So there's been over, I don't know, 350 to 400 that have publicly came out and spoken, but I personally know of people who he did abuse that still haven't come forward. So I would say probably, I mean, definitely over, I would say anywhere between 500 to 1,000, honestly. It's just, it's alarming the amount of people that keep coming forward, but again, he did it for 20 years, and he was one of the best doctors in the area. So constantly people were going to see him, and it was an addiction to him. That was his high, was abusing little girls, and so I wouldn't be surprised if it was honestly into the thousands. Okay, this question is actually really interesting to me, because I've talked to my dad about this question a lot, and it is, why were the girls on the earlier Olympic teams not abused? So there's like a time frame of girls who have not said anything about being abused by Larry, have not come out and openly spoke about it. And it was in that time frame around like Shawn Johnson, Nastia Liukin, that Olympic team. Anybody within that era has not come forward, has not said anything about Larry. And that is including girls at Twistars who were within that era of that Olympic team and who are around their age. But some of their siblings have. So I honestly don't know. It's really, really weird to me, but maybe there was an investigation going on that we didn't know about, so he wasn't abusing at that point because he knew he was kind of underneath a telescope at that point and was being watched. I don't know. I think it's really weird. My dad thinks it's really weird. We've talked about it. Yeah, I truly don't know what the truth is. Those girls on that Olympic team, I think the only person I've really seen speak about it is Shawn Johnson, and she just talks about how disappointed she was in USAG. And other than that, there hasn't really been much support to it. I mean, Nastia Liukin was at the ESPYs this year when all of us won the award, and she didn't come up to any of us and talk to any of us. She made one post about how this ESPYs was special due to the people speaking up, but like it was nowhere near, like as a former gymnast, what you would think, especially with the amount of people that look up to her. So I don't know. That's not really my position to say. Like I said, I have my theories on it and what I think, but I don't know. You guys, my tree is literally destroyed from my animals. Milo climbs the tree, and the branches are all broken now. Like, the bottom ones are literally laying on the floor, and Colt thinks that the ornaments are toys. So my tree has about 7 ornaments left on it. The star and the bow on top are completely gone, and all of the branches are broken. So, Merry Christmas. The next question is, do you agree with the people who say you need to forgive him in order to fully heal? And honestly, yes, that was something I was able to do fairly quickly, actually, was forgive Larry. Not in the sense that I don't think he did anything wrong, because obviously what he was doing was very wrong. But to me, Larry is very mentally ill. And I'm not saying this is an excuse. I don't want anybody ever thinking that what Larry did was okay. But you have to remember that the person that we thought Larry was isn't even a person. That literally was a different identity to make him seem like a good person. So the real Larry, the actual Larry Nassar, is a very mentally ill and sick person. He does not think the way normal people do. He's a narcissist. He's selfish. He doesn't care about other people. He doesn't love other people. And so, bear with me. In my opinion, it is easier to forgive him than, oh my goodness, bless you, than the enablers. Because unless all of those enablers are just as sick as Larry, they should have been the ones to stop it when they knew 20 plus years ago. So, yes, Larry was abusing, as he was obviously mentally just messed up, disgusting, gross. But those people, like Destiny and Kathy, who knew way back when, why don't you just step up and say something? Like, why do you let that happen? That's absolutely disgusting. And so in my opinion, it's easier to forgive Larry because he was thriving on his own. Those are the people who allowed it to happen. So in my opinion, it's harder to forgive, and I probably will never ever forgive any of those people who are the enablers. Never. I don't want to give them the time of day, except for I want to see them behind bars, because they deserve to be behind bars just as much as Larry. So in my opinion, yes, I can forgive Larry. It is those people that I cannot forgive, because Larry is mentally ill and those people were not. And they, just gonna knock over my Christmas tree, and they were the ones who chose not to do anything about it. The next question is, what are the pros and cons of working with the judicial system as a sexual abuse survivor? Frustrating. Very frustrating, because I know that there's laws in place. However, I don't think that there is any leeway towards abuse. I think if you are someone who abuses, you deserve to go to jail no matter what. And there's all this crap going on where people are going to say a plea and then they don't get as much time and then they just get a fine and then they get let off. No. Like, Kathy Klages knew about this for 20 plus years. Now she's going to go to circuit court, and I don't know what she's going to do, but she's not going to go to jail for nearly as long as what I think she should. Because there are girls who have committed suicide over this because Kathy Klages, Destiny Teachner-Hawk, Jeffrey Kovan did not do the right thing. Had those people done the right thing, there would be more people on this earth from not feeling so guilty and disgusting about themselves over Larry. How messed up is that to think about? And people still support them? I don't know, whatever. That's not the point of the question. But I just think that it's really hard to sit in a courtroom and listen to other people's lawyers talk about how they're innocent, and the judge can't be biased. That's the law. The judge cannot be biased. And, you know, a lot of people say Judge Aquilina went into what she did was biased. She wasn't biased. She gave everybody a voice and listened to us. And do I think Larry still deserved to be in prison longer? Yeah, absolutely. I wish her sentence would have been a life sentence, but that's not how the system works. So it's just, it can be frustrating sometimes, and I'm so sorry, you guys. They're like just playing tag. I don't know. But it's just, it's really, really hard to just see all these people still living their lives, not behind bars, when I know so much about the truth, and they just, I don't know. It can be frustrating. Obviously, it's great because people are being arrested. Larry's obviously in jail. I'm very, very thankful for that and the work that our AG's office has done. But I just think when it comes to abuse, everybody should be in jail no matter what, and that's just not the case. The next question is, what was it like meeting Rachel Denhollander? Literally the biggest inspiration of my entire life, because had it not been for Rachel, none of this would even be a thing. Rachel, I just don't think people understand the amount of work that Rachel put into this entire case before she even went to the police about it. I mean, research on research on research of she was not going to let Larry win. And I don't think y'all understand how much effort Rachel had to put into this. Also, she has four kids. She went through this pregnant, like, she's just a superhero. I don't know. She's not human. She's amazing. And I am so thankful for her every single day, because like I said, without her, none of this would have been possible. Well, others too, but Rachel was the very first person to come forward. So truly without her and her statement, this would not even be a thing. The next question is, did Nassar's treatment ever help me? No. I actually ended up having to quit gymnastics because my back was injured so bad, and I was seeing Larry probably 3 to 4 times a week for a very long time, many years, and I feel like if they were helping me, I wouldn't have had to medical from college gymnastics. I would still be doing it because my back would feel better. And I don't know, it's really frustrating because I thought I was going to someone who was helping me, and in return, is that the reason why I had a medical? You know, it's just a question I'll never know, and that's really, really tough. I don't really think that's something that people take into consideration. It's not like, for me, it wasn't just an injury and then I was medicaling. It was, I saw a doctor for many, many years who was hurting me more than he was helping me, and then I went to Michigan State and I was seeing somebody who, one of the trainers who knew I was in the middle of this case, and it was very evident and clear in the training room when I was being treated and everything. I wasn't as much of a priority as other people, and then she was part of the decision, along with Covan, who decided for me to medical. It's not just me making my own decision. It was kind of forced on me, and I wish in the moment I would have known kind of what was going on, but was it because I was a part of the Nassar case and I'm open about it and I talk about people who I think should be held accountable? I don't know, but it's kind of hard to not think that, and I'm not the only person who thinks that. There's people that are behind me who think that as well. So I don't really think his treatment ever helped me. And in return, I think and I'm not trying to throw myself a pity party because I don't think it's that at all. But it was very evident, just compared how different things were for me compared to other people. And it was after I saw Larry for that amount of years and nothing ever helped. So the next question is the last question of the entire Survivor series. If my friend is a survivor of sexual abuse, what should I say or not say to make them feel better or worse? And I love this question because talking to your friend about a topic like this is very, very, very hard because you don't know what affects them and what doesn't. You don't want to say the wrong thing and hurt them because you want to be there for them. But I also don't think it's okay to not say anything at all because your friends need you, and this was my issue. People just simply did not care to even try to reach out. And if you don't care to reach out, then you're not being a true friend. So, in my opinion, the things that helped me were just when people would let me vent. Whether they agreed with my opinions or not, whether they understood what I was talking about or not, because like I said, being deep in this case for over 2 years now, I know a lot more than other people know, because there are things that are not allowed to be said in the public that, you know, we know just from the investigations and stuff. Ask them how they are and tell them if you ever need to vent about what you are going through, I'm here to listen to you. Because there was nothing that felt better than a 20-minute, There was nothing that felt better than a 20-minute phone call with one of my best friends and me screaming into the phone, venting, and them just saying, yep, I know. And honestly, whether they understood or not, bless their souls, because I always felt better after I did something like that. Another thing that I really, really liked that my friends did was ask if I wanted advice. Even if they didn't understand what I was going through, it wasn't more so advice towards sexual abuse. It was, you know, I kind of seen that you've been in your bed for a few days, you haven't really done much, do you want to get out and just go to the mall? Maybe you should get up and clean, maybe you should get up and whatever. And they kind of help you gently kind of get back into your routine to give you that kick in the butt that you need. I appreciated that a lot. Even in the moment when I was frustrated, I liked it. Do not blame your friends. Absolutely do not say you should have known better. Do not tell them that it's their fault, because it's never anybody's fault that's abused, ever. Nobody asks to be abused. A woman could be naked in the streets. That does not give a man or a woman a right to touch them and abuse them, rape them, whatever. Nothing does. Don't leave them hanging. Don't be that friend that never asks about it. Don't be that friend that isn't there to support them. Don't do that. Don't distance yourself from them because they're going through something that you don't understand. I didn't care if my friends didn't understand. I cared if they were a friend and they were there to help me and talk to me about it. I cared about my friends texting me and saying, "Are you doing okay today?" Because I do that for my friends. Even if it's something, you know, one of my friends is going through some relationship issues, and even though I don't fully understand because I'm not in that relationship, I still ask her how she's doing. And just because you don't understand what your friend is going through, that doesn't give you an excuse to just not talk about it and stop talking to them, because they're the same person. Deep down, they are still the same human that you know. They just are going to be a little bit different because something traumatic has happened in their life. And I'm sure you can relate to that too. Something may have happened in your life that made you a little bit different of a person. But deep down, I'm still Lindsay. I'm still me. Like, I still, to the core, am the same person. But I just am stronger. I'm more confident. It's all things for the better. So just don't avoid your friend when they go through something like this. Be there for them. Ask them what they need. Give them a kick in the butt when they need it. And just let them be themselves with you. Be their normal in their craziness that's going on. And be the person who's going to be stable for them when they feel like they can't even walk because things are so crazy in their life. All right, you guys, that is going to be the end of the video, but also the Survivor series. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this, for inspiring me, for encouraging me, for just being there for me, for listening to me, and trusting me with your stories and sharing your stories with me. Just thank you for everything that has come out of this series. I have gained, I think, like almost 200 subscribers since I started this, so welcome to the fam if you are new here, and just thank you guys so much. You have no idea how much all of your messages and kind words and sharing my posts to spread this to other people and just everything, to every single person. Thank you so much. I don't even have the words. I feel so grateful to have all of this support in my life, for all of these people who are encouraging me every single day and inspiring me, and I am so grateful for all of you guys. So I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this series. I cannot say that enough. And like I said, if there is ever anything else you want me to cover, please feel free to Instagram DM me. I will be checking those consistently. I check them every single day. And if you have any other video ideas you want me to do on sexual abuse in general, please let me know. I am willing to do them. I am probably going to be taking a break from this for a while just because these videos are pretty mentally and emotionally draining for me, because I am pretty much just like reliving everything I went through. So I'm probably going to be taking a break from these for a while. I have Vlogmas coming up, so that will be good for me to just kind of make some fun videos again and not get so deep and emotional and everything. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed these, and please subscribe down below if you haven't already so you can see all of the things that I have coming up for my channel. I am super excited. I've been working very hard on Vlogmas and everything that I have coming for you. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for... Colt just bumped the camera. He also wanted to say bye. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.